All right, now let's take a look at some of these inverse trig functions. I used one on example, I think 2 it was, but let's see them here written out. Inverse sine is, oh, I'm sorry, I was talking about the reciprocals. The inverse is how you find an angle. So if you have sine theta of any, I mean, you're looking for what the angle is, but you have some x value, then to find the x, you would just do sine inverse. So that's how you get rid of a sine or something like that. You can't just divide a sine without taking the angle, so you do the inverse. That's what cancels these out. So we do have inverses to find angles. So here we have side lengths given to us, and it says use a trigonometric function to find the measure of theta, round to the nearest degree. Okay, so here's what we have. We have the angle on the x-axis, which is a good thing. What we don't have is the angle. What we do have is side lengths. I have this one, which is a y, and I have this one, which is a h. So h is always silent. So which one has the y? Psi y cos x, tangent is y over x. Well, it's sine. That means that sine of theta is the same thing as y over your silent h, which is 15.7. So if I needed to find theta, the way to get rid of sine is to do the inverse. So theta would equal sine inverse of 12 over 15.7. So now on my calculator, if I do this, it'll give me the answer, but again, my calculator's in the wrong mode. So I'm going to go over here, and I'll show you. It won't give me a realistic value. So the way to find this is I would go from my trig, I'm going to choose sine inverse, and then I'll do the fraction of 12 divided by 15.7. Now, I'm in radians mode, so unfortunately, it gives me this. Now, we don't have just 1 degree here. We need to convert this to degrees. So the way to change it is we go to our home screen, and we're going to go to Settings, and Document Settings, and we'll go from angle, we'll change it to degree, and we'll click Make Default. Okay, so now when I go back to my calculator, I go current. If I type it in again, it should this time give me in degrees. My answer would be 49.8, which rounds up to 50 degrees. So here we found out that theta is 49.8, which rounds to 50 degrees, and that'll be my answer. So you can try it again, and if you're on Desmos or something like that, you'll just have to switch your mode. You'll go to settings to switch the mode as well. Now remember, on this, anytime you have an angle like this, you've got to use that theta on the x-axis. So you're going to have to solve it with that way as follows.